I'm a boss bitch, I do CrossFit on the dick. Couple outfits, I don't need them cause I'm rich. All these bands on me make a broke bitch sick. Get your mans off me, this a broke bitch bitch. Private party, diamonds offset like I'm Cardi. Rolling joints, they think.
One, two. Two in there. Two. Follow me. Five more. One, two. Stay right there. One, two. Stay right there. One, two. Three more. Two. One. Last one. Two. Good job. So, what's up, everybody? What's up? This is your boy Karim Ali, also known as Fit Rockstar 24 on social media. Here with Jasmin Cadavid. We just had a fantastic workout on the beach, and today we're back on the H.Y.P.E podcast. That stands for Hungry, Young, Passionate Entrepreneurs. And today we're actually talking about how music actually intertwines with fitness, and she's going to share some of her stories. We're going to talk about some of her music. We're going to talk about her being a gymnast that I never even knew. So we learned a lot of new stuff. So first of all, welcome to the show. How did you ever get involved with fitness in the beginning?
Well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
But yeah, fitness has always been like a part of my life. I actually got into the entertainment business as a fitness model.
Okay.
So that was my, my first step into the entertainment world. I was always in fitness. I was most athletic in the yearbook. So if you see in the yearbook, most athletic, that was my face. My mom, she was most athletic or most valuable athlete of the year for basketball at North Miami High.
Nice.
So my mom, she's the only little chica out there holding it down, but my mom was a baller. So like I always looked up to my mom, like damn, I wanted to be like her. Like my mom was hard, you feel me? Like she was tough. She always tell me like in a soccer game, she'd be like, be aggressive, put your elbows out, put your elbows out. Right. So like, I wanted to be that. And in school, every sport that I had an opportunity to try out for, like I tried out for it. So I remember like in middle school, before I started to get in trouble back to back, it would be like in the beginning cross country, soccer, and like, I don't know, softball or something, and I would rotate with different practices, but I remember like practices, they would double up.
That's awesome. All right, so you actually came into the music business through being a fitness model, which is awesome. So how did you make the transaction from being as a model into actually performing music yourself? Like what clicked and made you say, let me give this a shot?
I never wanted to be a model. Like this shit just fell on my lap, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take some pictures. And then like I got like booked for a music video, and then like they just kept booking me. Right. So I took it and I ran with it, because at the end of the day, I'm a hustler first. Right. So I was like, shit, is this where the bread is at right now? Let me try to get it. But music was always part of my life, and music was always something I always wanted to do. I was always in show choir, I sang at church, I was in chorus. My stepdaddy growing up, he was a drummer in a band. Okay. So I used to go with him to practice 2 times a week, and that was like my first experiences seeing like how is music, how do people work together. So like holidays, I would put like shows for my family to watch, and nice. Or we'll do karaoke. Like I always like to be, center of attention, and like letting people see like the talent I had, That's awesome. So I never wanted to be a model. Shit just kept going, and then I met Wanya Morris from Boys to Men. Okay. Shout out to Boys to Men. Shout out to Wanya. Haha, Philly. Yeah, that's right. I've been. I love people from Philly. Okay, shout out to Philly. Shout out to Philly. See that? They love us in Miami. I met Wanya, and he heard me sing one day. I was actually like, I think I was just humming. I don't even know if I was singing or I was singing along to something, and he was like, whoa, you could carry a note. And then he heard me, and he started training me, and he was like, you need to take your career serious, So I was like, all right, that's all I needed was somebody to say yes. And it just kind of pushed me, and then, I don't know, once I had a door open, I was like, okay, I'm taking every opportunity I can. So I just stuck with it. That's awesome. So as you can see, we're a little sweaty. We just came back from working on the beach in 95-degree weather. We did some cross training, did some boxing, and she had some hands on it. So all y'all female rappers with all that talk out there, y'all better watch y'all mouth around her.
often do you work out?
I work out? So once Corona hit, I actually, you know, because they closed all the gyms.
Right.
So I stopped going to the actual gym, and then I started running outside because my baby, she was like a year. So I started taking her the stroller and then going up inclines out there on the West Coast. And I would do like a mile to like a 5K,
right,
depending on how the day was. And, you know, I'll just push it, time myself. And I realized that me doing that, I didn't have to go to the gym to look good. So low key, I kind of got comfortable.
Okay.
I got comfortable with it. You know, I just kept running, whatever. But prior to that, I was doing 2 to 3 days out of the week. And then now with the running, this stayed the same. 2 to 3 days out of the week. You know, I try to be consistent with it. But I need to be back in the gym just to keep switching up, you know, your muscles. You got so many different muscles in your body. So like you can't keep doing the same thing. You start, it's like if you keep taking a medicine, like you build immunity to it.
Right.
So, what was the second part of the word?
How was your nutrition? How would you say your nutrition is?
Another thing is, people have been asking me for a long time because they always know that I've been into this shit, you know?
Right.
So they'll always ask me like, well, what do you do? How you stay like this, blah, blah, blah. Number one thing I tell people, I could be wrong, but in my own opinion, number one thing is genetics. If you're more, your family is more lenient to being a certain way, you might struggle with that for yourself. So you kind of got to like figure out your own body science to be like, well, this works for me, this don't work for me. I got a fast metabolism. So my nutrition, I honestly can eat whatever I want, but I choose to eat healthy because I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel better. I feel like my skin looks better. So I've been doing like this Hello Fresh.
Okay.
Have you heard about the Hello
Yes,
Fresh?
I did. Yes,
So I do Hello Fresh. I got 4 meals a day that they send me. I cook them.
Nice.
And everything is all organic. Like, and honestly, I love it because I'm learning different recipes that I don't know of myself, and it's all really, really healthy and it's clean. And I count the calories, so that's what I'm with on the nutrition. I really don't drink soda. I've never really been into soda.
Good.
You know, I drink a lot of water.
That's good. That's good. So, how did you like the workout today? Do you see yourself, you know, continuing with the type of workouts we did
I'm
today?
low-key kind of embarrassed because, like,
Nah.
I know I go way harder than that. Like, don't get it twisted, all right?
You guys want to see the videos. Anybody that know that ever worked out with me on the first day, let alone the first week, you know, they get bodied. She didn't get bodied.
I felt like I got bodied. That shit.
Well, she got bodied a couple
was
times,
hard.
but she came back to life and, you know, and got resurrected.
Well,
So.
I'm going to redeem myself. For sure.
Oh, no. I know you will. I most
redeem
definitely know you will.
myself.
All right, so right now you have 2 singles out right now. One single you have is Florida. Where did the concept of that song come from?
I love Florida.
This is for my La Familia. Something about them wicks and gold grills. Palm trees make it so familiar. There's no other place that I would live.
It's like Florida.
Most definitely.
Like, I just love it here. So, I was in the studio one day and, you know, I was like, I want to make a song, like, about us.
Right.
You know, and that's how that one came about.
That song is fire. I love that song so much.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to, like, put down and, like, you know.
And you did a great job
represent.
doing it. All right, so that was your first single. Second single out right now is actually Bossy, right? And you have the artist Tafia on there. So how did this record come along?
So, actually, you know, I got way more I dropped If You Let Me this year. I dropped Toxic this year.
Toxic is fire too.
Then I dropped Florida.
Okay.
And then I dropped Bossy. So with Bossy, I did the record, and my homie that was in the feds, you know, he was talking to me. He was like, yo, I feel like you should work with this artist. I didn't know who he was at the time.
Right.
And I was like, bro, I don't know who that is. He's like, man, check him out, check him out. So I started checking him out. I'm like, hey, bro is talented.
Right.
Bro is very talented. Whatever, you know, like, let's see if we put it together. He's like, man, send me, you know, tell me a couple of records, you know, that you think, whatever, and let me see whatever I do. I don't know how he did it, but he made, I don't know, he just made it happen. So that was that. And I'm glad he did, because the song's fire. And like I said, bro is really talented. So I'm glad that, you know, I got a record with him.
So I actually had the opportunity to just, you know, attend her listening party. So I heard, you know, most of the songs that have potential to be on the album. I'm highly impressed with it. Can't wait for everybody else to hear it. So you guys actually shot the video for Bossy, and when is the video dropping?
So I'm gonna drop the video on Friday.
Okay.
But yeah, we shot it already. Like, I got videos that's already shot from the album that I'm ready to just drop. So right now it's go time. I'm gonna start pushing, promoting. Like, you know, I'm in a space where I don't really want to stop, and that's my mindset, and that's everybody's mindset. You know, when you're running along, life is a marathon. It's not a race.
Exactly.
But, you know, while you in it, like, you talking to yourself, and you always got to tell yourself, no pain, no gain. Keep going. Don't stop. Make it to that next goal. Because you be feeling like stopping.
Always.
You feel me? And I learned a lot of, like, my life motivations came from cross country, actually.
Wow.
My coaches, shout out to Coach Coleman. Nice. They'll be like, let's go, Jasmine. No pain, no gain. I'll be on that last, you know, half a mile and 3.5 miles, right, for a 5K, right. And I'm just ready to die. But, like, you know, I'll hear my coach, no pain, no gain, Jazz, no pain, no gain. And I'll see, like, a post in the distance. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to just make it to that part.
Right.
And if I make it to that part, I'll slow the jog down a little bit. But once I get to that part, I feel like I could keep going. I'll be like, I'll get to the next one.
Most definitely.
You feel me?
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
like, that's my mindset
100%.
in life. It's like, if you be feeling weak sometimes, but, like, you just gotta be like, man, if I could just make it through the week, if I could just put this project together like I said I would, right. And then once you get there and you're like, I can make another project. Definitely. I'll shoot another, man, this shit was cake. Let's go. Right. So, you know, that's my mindset.
I love the passion. I love the passion behind everything that you're talking about. Your whole energy shifted once we start talking about,
that,
you know,
that mindset. Man, because people don't know, like, you go through things in life and you don't realize how much that shit, like, is instilled in you, like how much this shit really affect you going on in life, especially kids that didn't really have parents. Right. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And you learn things from different people, your teachers, your counselors. Like, I'm so thankful for, like, people in my life who have done things for me, because I carry that with me all the rest of my life. Most definitely. You know? I think I'm gonna tattoo that shit on me. No pain, no gain. I think you should. Because I always tell people that, like, I'll be training my homegirls and be like, come on, let's go running. And they'll be like, I can't. I'll be like, man, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Let's go. Oh, yeah. That's dope. So I heard you talk about you having a cannabis business and rolling paper business. How did that come along? Like, what made you decide that you want to jump into those business ventures? So I used to be crazy. You know, I used to be in trouble and shit. And, like, people knew me to be dealing with, you know, weed out here. So, like, once I already got into the industry, and then Wiz came out, he was like the first one that really came out with his strand. Everybody was DMing me and people hitting me up. They're like, yo, Jazz, like, why don't you come out with your own strand? You know, like, you starting to get popping and shit. So I'm like, all right. And I was always booked in, like, cannabis club shows, like the cannabis cups and shit. Okay. So I started meeting people, and I just started talking and asking. I'm like, oh, well, can I do this? And it was the first thing that was presented to me was the rolling papers. Okay. And they're like, look, there's this thing out the country, blah, blah, blah. I went out the country. I went to this factory. I started looking at all different options. Right. I seen they had a brand new pink paper that it was the first FDA approved pink colored paper. Wow. And I felt like it just went hand in hand because I was the first girl who was putting her hand into the cannabis world. So I'm like, I gotta get the pink ones. Then I did brown, which is comparable to a raw paper. Okay. All three, the glue is non-cancerous, slow burning, 100% hemp. And then the last paper was ultra thin. And I picked that paper, ultra thin, because I smoke every type of paper. Grab a leaf, backwoods, every type of paper. And the most healthy paper is no paper at all, to be honest with you. So the thinnest paper, that's the health. The least amount, anything that you can get away from to make it easier on your throat is better. And why it matters to me, because I'm a singer. I be in the studio and I sing, and I want my throat, you know, not to be so dried out. Definitely. You know, sometimes I'll stop smoking for a couple weeks at a time just to recoup, get myself back, and then, you know, I'll go back, level myself out. So what do you do when you take a break from non-smoking? What do you do to keep your mind in that same space as it is? Okay. Running has always been my thing. Like I said earlier, I was always in the cross country and soccer, but those were my two main sports. Like, cross country and soccer was my biggest passion, and gymnastics too. Right. But I ran for so many years. Like, my grandma right now, she still runs 5-6 miles to the day. Wow. My grandma is 70.
70 years old, still
My
at it.
grandma's 70.
Definitely genetics.
Yeah, she runs 5-6 miles nonstop. Like, so ever since I was a little girl, I will always see her run. So it's just like a part of my lifestyle. And like I've learned to, if I'm going through things, a lot of people, you know, they have substance abuse, and I have been through all those different stages and tried everything. You know, I've dealt with that. So if I'm going through something, I'd be like, no, don't drink, don't do this, because it's gonna make it harder to get through what you're going through. So I'll just turn to running. You know, and like the biggest thing to battle in there, and the biggest competition you got, is your brain.
Right. Always.
You know, like
definitely.
It's a mental struggle. It really ain't like you're getting beat up. Like you're not fighting nobody but yourself. So to me, like running has always been a thing. Like helped me, you know, get through some shit. But with the weed actually like helps recover. And if it ain't weed, it's CBD. Right. So you don't have to actually smoke. You can take CBD edibles. You know, they've got CBD tinctures. Wow. There's so many different variations that, you know, people can take. And one thing I love is the salve, and I just put that back on the site now. Okay. The salve,
What's your site that they can find you?
Make sure, if you don't know and you're not following me already, at Jasmin Cadavid and at the Jazzy CBD. And the website is www.thejazzycbd.com. THEJAZZYCBD.com.
And you can find all these links below too. Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate you sharing it. So any advice to anyone that's any musicians or artists that's really not into health and fitness, but do you have any advice to them to get involved in the health and fitness, not only just for you know, just to work out and look good, but to feel good?
Well, my thing with fitness is like I continue to do my things, not because I want to stay fine. Right. I do it because it makes me feel good, and it honestly helps me clear my brain. Okay. So with the whole running thing, you know, there's a runner's high. You know about the runner's high? Oh, definitely. You know, like that shit, you can be going through anything. You go for that long ass run, and it just puts you on perspective. You know, calm you down, let you see things from a better view. Okay. So, I mean, if you're not doing it to look good, do it to feel good. You know, okay. See things from a clearer view.
Awesome, great answer. All right, new album coming out. When, where, and what's the title? The people want to know.
So I'm dropping my first album. It's called Chasing a High. I'm dropping it October 4th. If not October 4th, you know, as artists, we be a little funny with our dates. Right. But it will be the first week of October. Stay tuned for that. I got like 17 tracks on the album. And after that, I'm going to keep going. It's non-stop after that. So if you don't catch that one, catch the next one.
There you have it, guys. We have Jasmin Cadavid. Make sure that you follow her on Instagram. Pleasure having you on the show. H.Y.P.E podcast. This season 2 right here. Like, I'm have some phenomenal guests. You might see her on here again. You know, we're gonna be hanging out. You know, catching up. You definitely want to see more fitness footage from both of us, and we appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next time.
I'm gonna be back because the next workout, I'm gonna eat that shit up. Okay?
Oh, talk spicy too.